Good afternoon. It's about 4:19, almost 4:20. Watched a little bit off here. I'm not sure exactly what time it is, but anyways, we're gathered here today. You wonder why we're sitting down. Knowing we're up, on the go, doing our thing. Manny's, disorganized and stuff.
All over the place. I don't even know where I am half the time.
But the reason we're actually coming to you today is because we want to talk about a situation that we came across last night into this morning. It's called a balloon mortgage, and we had no idea what it was. I mean, I went to Manny, Manny went to me, collaborated, went to our broker. It's the best situation we can do. So he explained it to us a little bit, so I'm going to give you the information that we got back. The way balloon mortgage works is buyer gets the property, but they kind of, in the long run, end up leasing it from the seller. So the seller still holds on to the actual mortgage they have, but the buyer actually ends up paying them 5.25% or whatever it may be back to the seller itself. So the seller's actually making money even though they're really not paying their mortgage anymore. It's the best I have on this thing right now. Manny might be able to give you more details.
Well, from what I understand is, let's say somebody's trying to buy a property. Let's say you're an investor and you want the seller to hold the financing. So you do this balloon mortgage setup and you say, all right, I'll buy the property for X amount. And then you hold the note, and then I'll pay you a mortgage. So basically the seller now becomes like the mortgage company. So they charge them a rate. The title company will work everything out. You do like a 30-year amortization. So basically they run it out like if it's a 30-year payment, and you're paying monthly on those payments. And then they might put a cutoff time. All right, balloon mortgage 5 years. So you'll pay for 5 years the monthly mortgage. And at the end of that time frame, the end of those 5 years, that's when the mortgage is called in full. So whatever you owe. So let's say it's an $80,000 mortgage for 30 years. You're paying $420 a month. And at the end of those 5 years, you maybe owe $70,000. That $70,000 is due in full at that point. Now you want to ask yourself, okay, so if I'm the seller and I'm holding the note, what do I do if they don't pay me? Well, you are the mortgage company, and you're going to have to foreclose on them. Yeah, there are some risks involved, and you're going to have to hire a lawyer and draw some paperwork at the county courthouse to go ahead and put foreclosure process to start up. But if you get a good enough down payment that may cover some of these potential costs, it may be worth it to some of you guys to be interested in that type of situation. I hope that helps explain something.
It definitely helped me out because I didn't have that much knowledge. As you can tell, when I spoke about it, I was kind of just piecing bits and pieces I got from Manny and my broker when I was heading out the door to go to a listing.
Yeah, it could be a little complicated, but to some people, if you're really trying to get some money, it can actually be a good situation. So let's say you're selling the property for 80, they give you 20 grand up front. Now you have this 20 grand, and they're paying you, $300 a month, and then that could equal another $10,000-$15,000. So if you're trying to sell it for 80 and you do this balloon mortgage situation as you holding the note, you may end up with another $10,000-$15,000 after 5 years, more than what you would have had originally. So to some people, having the cash flow coming in is a good thing, but to others, sometimes they just want to get rid of the home and sell it outright and not have to worry about it. So it all depends on what your situation is and what you need. But it's always something to consider. There are a lot of risks, but there can be some rewards as well.
That's the name of the game. We just want to give you some information. A lot of times, like we say, our videos are goofy, on the run, things like that. So we figured we'd sit down, do a little heart-to-heart here. We don't want to hang on too long. We're going about 4 minutes here. It's a lot longer than we normally do.
Yeah, so it seems like it's time for us to get out of here.
We're out.